Underneath, we're going to lift our leg at 90 degrees and make circles with our entire feet. 4, 5, one way, 5, the other way. Same thing with the left leg. Now we're going to try and make circles with our entire leg, a full leg rotation. If you need support, you want to make smaller circles, that's fine. If you want to go wider, go for it. Repeat on the other leg. Once we're done with that, we're going to have feet or hip width apart. Support your lower back either by making a fist with your and placing the fist on your lower back, or fingers pointing down, palms on the lower back. And we're going to do hula hoops. So making rotations with our hips. Not appropriately dressed for yoga today. Okay. So done with our hips, we're going to move on to the upper part of the body. We're starting with trunk twist, both fingers pointing each other before our chest. And for a count of 10, move to the right and to the left. Trunk twist. Move on to our hands. Start with wrist rotations. 5 circles each. Then make cup hands. Cup hands in the sense as if your hand's holding a cup or a cupcake. Place both those cups on your shoulder joints and have your elbows pointing to the side. You're going to make circles with your elbows, 5 clockwise and 5 counterclockwise. Slowly and gently. Full leg rotation, or not leg, full hand rotations. We did the legs already. Again, slowly and gently. Stop it, moving backwards, then moving forward. Head and neck, left to right. Count of 10. Look over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Now we're going to do the same up and down, count of 10. we're going to do some spine bends. Good to do it every day, elongating our spine in all four directions. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, hands up. You can grab your right forefingers with your left hand and exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head hang low. We typically bend our knees if we have to when we do it right in the morning, but this is in the afternoon. You can try and keep your knees straight, but if you have to bend, go for it. Either way, feel the stretch on the back of your legs, stretching all the way up to upper thigh. 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, come back up. And exhale, again supporting your lower back. Do a backward bend and 2 breaths. Right, inhale, come back to the center. We'll do our sun salutation before we move on to the core of our session. So come to the short edge of the mat. We will do simple sun salutation, simple Surya Namaskar, 1 round. So inhale, hands up, slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right leg back, like a lunge, as if you're ready to run. Exhale, left leg back, downward facing dog, inverted V. Inhale, plank pose, standing on your toes. Exhale, knees, and then chest, and then chin touching the ground, bottom pointing up, Ashtanga Dandasana. Now inhale, slide your upper part up, Cobra. Exhale, go back to inverted V, down dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left leg back on your toes, lunge. Exhale, left leg forward, forward fold, head closer to your knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the side. Inhale, hands up, slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left leg back, lunge. Exhale, right leg back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg forward, lunge. Exhale, right leg forward, forward fold, bend from your hips. Try to keep your back straight. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands before the heart center. Close your eyes and watch your breath. See if it's in its normal pace or if it's going faster. Either way, watch your breath and watch it come to normal breathing pattern. For the rest of the session, let's try and be attentive to our breath. Let's have our entire session be guided with our breath. If you think your breath is stabilized, come to Tadasana, mountain pose, check your alignment. There's not a lot of time we are conscious about how we stand. So this is that moment. What's a good posture for standing? So tuck your chin back. Your chin's not protruding, your chin's back. Drop your shoulders. Knees, kneecaps, and thighs. Lift them up slightly. So it's not dropping them. Basically, you're not trying to put the weight on it, weight everything on the kneecaps. We're trying to lift it up a little bit so the weight's evenly distributed among the legs. And stand tall, tall spine. We're not shooting for a banana spine. All right, now let's do 3 deep breaths or ocean breaths. We are consciously breathing in. As we breathe in, make sure the air is going in to your lungs and your belly is expanding. Your belly has to come out. And when you exhale, your belly has to go in. So it's like the opposite. When you're breathing in, belly is coming out. When you're breathing out, belly is coming in. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe as much as you can. Breathe in and squeeze all the air out. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Today being Wednesday, we typically focus on one area of the body. So we started with our legs, we covered our hips and our core. And now we're going to try and cover our feet and hands. Our feet and hands. So probably for the next 10 minutes, we'll try and focus on doing some poses to relax and stretch. And we're going to be aware more of our hands and on our feet. Okay. So let's start with our feet. Or you know what? Let's start with our hands first. So start with this prayer mode, but you're going to try and have your entire palms touch each other. This is the regular namaskar. And watch your lower arm is in one line from here to here, so the elbows. And from here, inhale. Exhale, see if you can do a Paschima Namaskar, which is you're going to go around your back, and I'm going to show you my back. I'm going to go around and see if we can do the same thing we tried to do with the Namaste, right? But it's on our back. So as much as of your palms can touch each other, if they're this way, just the fingertips are touching, it's just totally fine. It's all in our own journey. But go how much ever you can, as much of your palms touch each other, keeping again your elbows in one line and maintain a tall, straight spine. Observe your chest opening up a little bit. Inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths in Paschima Namaskar. All right, now inhale. Exhale, let go of your hands and come to standing pose again. Okay. Now we're going to do standing cat and cows for our hands. So inhale, open up your hands wide as you can, opening up your chest and look forward, look up a little bit, stretching your entire hand. And exhale, curve your spine as if you're hugging a big pole in front of you. And get your fingers together if you can. And remember, as you exhale, your tummy should go in. Now we'll do 2 more times. Inhale, open up your hands wide. You're basically bending your spine. Exhale, arch your spine. Hands before you. Inhale, open up. Exhale, come down. Next, inhale and exhale, come back to the standing pose. So we'll do one more thing for our hands, including our shoulders here. I'm going to again show you on my back. I'm going to start with our right. If you have a strip, you can use the strip. Let's see if I have one. I can demonstrate, but you don't need to have a strip. 1 second, let me take the strip. So if you have a strip or a towel, anything, and you need it, you may not need it. So I'm going to show you first without it. So starting with my right on the top. So my left is going to try and come behind with my left fingers pointing to the top, and right is going to bend from above and trying to touch the left fingers. Here, you don't need support of a strip if your hands are touching or they're close by, or even if it's like this, and if you want to stay there, that's fine. But if you're not able to touch and you want a strip, this is how you use a strip. Keep a strip to kind of keep those spots in, tight. So you can do like this. Right? If you can clasp your fingers together, the tip of the fingers together, go for it. And observe where you feel the stretch, which parts of the hands you feel the stretch. And let's do 3 breaths here. This is also good if you're in front of the computer whole day. It kind of gives us a nice stretch to that shoulder joint. Once you're done, inhale, exhale, let go of your hands, come back to standing. Now, same thing on the other side. You can use a strip or don't use a strip, but go as further as you can. So my right is down this time. On an inhale, I lifted up my left hand up and now bent at the elbow. I'm going to try and see if I can grab my right hand. Typically, both sides would not be equally flexible. As you notice, my other side is more flexible than this side. I had to wiggle around to get here. Other side was much easier. So if we keep practicing, hopefully we'll have the same level of flexibility, but it could also be different because both of our hands may not be exactly the same height. That also makes a difference. So we'll do 3 breaths here. Keep watching your breath and ensure that you are inhaling and exhaling in a proper fashion. Your belly is going in and out rhythmically with your breath in the correct manner. Done. Inhale. Exhale. Let go of your hands. Now let's extend some of the things we did our warm up because we're focusing on our hands. So we'll do a few more. So the one thing was let's hold on, clasp both your fingers together, both your hands together. Imagine you have a sword that you're holding on to. Imagine there's a sword in here. And now imagine you are moving the sword. So let's start with one way, right? Whichever way you pick. You are kind of rotating the sword. You're just moving the sword. So watch how your wrists and your fingers are having moments or movements that typically we don't do during our regular day. So have a 5 to 7 circles one way and then stop the sword and now do the opposite way. Whichever way you picked first, now move the sword in the opposite way. Imagine there's a sword and imagine you're moving it. You're making circles with it. Let's do, we did the full hand rotation. Let's do the each hand in opposite direction. So right is going to start with forward first. Same time, see if you can get your left start backwards. Like this. This is different from what we did before. Before, both the hands are in the same direction, starting from the same. So now left and right are in opposite. So once you do 5 in one way, stop in the middle, and we're going to do the opposite. So my right has started forward first. Now my right's going to go back, starting from the backward rotation. My left is going to start from forward. So do a few circles, 5, 7. You like it, you can do more. All right. And then we're going to stretch our wrist both on the top and the bottom. Again, very not good for those of us who are on computer for long hours. So I'm going to start with stretching on one side. So have your 5 fingers pointing down. Stretch your right hand and use your left fingers and inhale. Exhale, gently push the right fingers towards you using your left fingers. And see where you feel the stretch. You feel like that the top part here facing outside, that's the one where you should feel the stretch. If you're not feeling the stretch, try and push the fingers further. Don't make sure you're not hurting or breaking anything, but you should feel a nice stretch on your wrist, on one side of the wrist. We'll do one more breath here. And then you're going to have the fingers pointing down again, but my other side of the hand is up, not my inside, my outside. So I just twisted my hand up. So this is facing up and my fingers are pointing down. And now inhale, stretch your hand, stretch it out. Inhale. Exhale, do the same thing. Try and push your fingers towards yourself. Push your right fingers. And now see, observe where you feel the stretch. It should be on the other part or other side of the wrist. And you may feel stretch more on one side than the other, which is normal. One more breath. The same for the left hand. So starting with facing my inside face, hand first, and fingers are pointing down. Inhale. Exhale, using my right fingers, I'm pushing my left fingers towards me and feel the stretch. Whatever you feel and observe, let's just accept it. Keep breathing consciously. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to do the other side. So you are going to have the other side of the hand pointing out. Fingers come pointing down again. Inhale. Exhale, push the fingers towards you. Push the left fingers towards you and feel the stretch on the other side of the wrist. It can go from the wrist to almost up to your elbow, the stretch. One more inhale. Exhale. Then let go. All right. Now let's move on to our feet. So have your right foot forward, left foot back, and we're going to have your toes touch the ground. So my heel is off the ground, and if you can see, my toe is touching the ground. And how much farther you want depends on how much stretch you want. You want to be close by, and then just do this. Feel the stretch on top portion of your foot. If you want to go further and do it, you're going to feel a deeper stretch. And you can also bend your right knee a little bit. Right? So however farther you want, watch yourself, watch your body. You should feel the stretch and it should feel good. If you feel the stretch and you're not feeling good, you have to change. You have to make adjustments. One more breath. And now let's do the other side. Left foot forward, right foot behind. How far behind is up to you. Then press your right toes towards the ground. And bend your knees if you need to and feel the stretch on top part of your right foot. And come back to normal. So now let's try and we're going to walk on 4 sides of the foot. Not on the foot, but on 4 sides. So let's start with our heels or with our toes maybe. So we'll walk on our toes from this edge of the mat to that edge, and then we're coming back to the same spot. So stand on your toes and walk on your toes. If you notice, this also provides a kind of stretch to your feet. So walk slowly back. And since we're giving more love to our foot and feet, so let's do it one more time. Walk forward and walk backwards. Once you're back in the starting position, get your heels down. And now we're going to walk on our heels. Slowly walk on your heels. You may need to balance yourself. Do one more time. If you can observe the different stretch points that you feel, see if you can observe and catch it. So we finished the heels and the toes. Now we're going to do this outer part, outer side of our feet. So have both your feet resting on the outer side of your feet and see if you can walk. Your knees are bent a little bit. You're walking to the front of the mat and you're coming back same way. One more time. So we have one more side. You may have guessed it, inside part of our feet. This is going to sound or feel weird. Let's try and walk the inside of our feet. Right side of our feet. Walk forward, backwards, and then one more forward. And back to the starting point. All right. So now let's come to a seated position. You can start sitting in Sukhasana, cross-legged. And have your left heel come and touch your groin area, your sitting bone. And your right heel come and settle right next to the left foot. A little different way of sitting. And once you're here, lift your right foot with your hands. Let it rest on your left side of the thigh or on your hand. And gently press all your 5 toes. Just make circles like acupuncture. Just keep pressing all the toes. You can either do up and down of the toes, or you can do circular motion. Once you've covered all your feet, then come and start pressing the feet. Once you covered your toes, I'm pressing the top part of my foot, making a few circles. Just using my thumb, just putting a gentle pressure. And now I am in the mid part of my foot. Make circle and let the circle become smaller and smaller and smaller and come and end at the center. Done with the mid part to the bottom part, the heel. Let your circles, it's more like spiral than a circle, right? You're making spiral and coming to the center point. Okay. And also press your foot with your hands, giving some attention to our foot. Being grateful, it helped us carry our body all through the day. Just giving some love to it. All right, now lift your right foot and see if you can rest it like this. And have your right hand support this side. If you imagine this is like a baby, you're holding your right lower leg like a baby. And then gently swing from right to left. Okay, now place it back on the floor. We're going to switch sides. So have your right heel come and touch the sitting bones. They're right where you're sitting. And your left is outside, right's inside now. Once that's there, lift your left foot and you can place it on the right thigh, and the right hand, and now start pressing the left toes. Starting with our toes, gentle massage, gentle acupuncture. Just trying to activate or circulate the blood flow here. You're done with your toes, then come to the top part of your foot, left foot. Go on a spiral. Let the circle become smaller and smaller and smaller, and stop at the center of your top portion. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, please stop. I can try and demonstrate, maybe coming closer. I know it's hard virtually. So now I'm in the mid part of my foot. And now I moved on to the bottom part. Using my thumb, I'm pressing my thumb, using that as my pressure point to put the pressure on. Okay, once you're done, just do a gentle squeeze for your entire left foot. And then lift it up and carry your left foot like a baby. Continue to sit tall and a gentle swing a few times, 3 to 5 times. Now, let's do one last stretch and then we'll do our breathing. So extend your legs before you. Inhale, hands up. And exhale, fold forward. Again, we're going to bend from our hip joint. So I'm trying to keep my back straight. And your hands can rest in the center here, or if you want to grab somewhere on your legs, wherever it can go, or on your foot, go there and feel the stretch on the entire portion, that inside portion of your legs. And let's do 3 breaths here. Each breath, try and get your head closer to the ground. If you're already on the ground, stay there for the remainder of the breath. And on an inhale, come back up. Exhale, let's sit in Sukhasana. So let's do 3 rounds of Kapalbhati for our breathing. So we're going to start with the mudra. Each round, let's do a count of 10 breaths. So we're going to breathe in, and then we're just going to focus on exhalation. So it's strong, rhythmic, and forceful. Any questions, please feel free to interrupt. You can follow my pace or follow your own pace. Either way is fine. But whatever rhythm you picked for that round, stick with that. Try to stick with it until the end. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy, please slow down or stop and just do normal breathing. Had lunch. It could be different times. So I don't want to put too much pressure on the stomach if it is still in the process of digesting the food. So we're going to do a very simple, less intense breathing.